warm welcome from Milan, Italy to the STIHL TIMBERSPORTS World Trophy 2024, where 16 of the world's best athletes will battle head-to-head in thrilling heats to crown the new world champion in the TIMBERSPORTS Trophy format. We're in front of the Allianz MiCo Arena in the heart of Milan's modern city life district. Here, an empty square has been transformed into an impressive arena for the best timber sports athletes in the world to showcase their skill. From setting up the stage to setting up the fan zones, our team of experts leave nothing to chance. The lineup of top athletes will be led in by the World Trophy winner from the last 2 years, Jack Jordan. In the sold-out arena, however, the fans will be cheering loudest for their local hero, Andrea Rossi. But the knockout system also applies to him. If you lose your duel, you're out. The STIHL TIMBERSPORTS Trophy competition. In the trophy format, athletes have to complete 4 disciplines back-to-back. After the start, they need to cut a complete disc with the stock saw within a 10-centimeter area. From there, the athletes have to complete the underhand chop as quickly as possible. Only after they split the block can they return to the starting point, where this time, the single buck is waiting for them to cut one complete cookie. In the final discipline, the athletes have to complete the standing block chop in order to achieve the best possible overall time. Any rule infraction will result in a disqualification and the athlete will be eliminated. All participants must first demonstrate their skills in the time trial. The better the athletes perform in the time trial, the easier their first elimination round will be. The 4 fastest go straight through to the quarterfinals, while the 5th to 12th placed athletes battle it out in the last chance round in knockout duels for the remaining quarterfinal spots. The athletes now continue to compete in a knockout system through the quarterfinals and semifinals. The losers of the semifinals will fight for the last podium spot in the small final. After that, the 2 winners of the semifinals will compete one more time to see who takes the title.
You got to put together less than a minute sprint to be in the top placings. But then not just do it once. You got to do it 5 times.
The World Trophy is the toughest one physically.
Who doesn't want to lose? Who's willing to push themselves past the point where it's comfortable?
Het is definitief de härteste vorm van timbersport die es gibt.
Sometimes I tell to myself, who asked me to do this? Because believe me, it's very, very hard.
Like 100%, no doubt about it. It's the toughest competition you can do.
You got to push past the pain, and pain is only temporary.
It's something that I've learned to love.
All right, let's meet the athletes. Coming onto stage, Brad Delosa, the legend, the first out, followed by Armin Kugler, then the Belgian Koen Martens. From Canada, we have Jeff Larkin, and then the 2 Czechs, Martin Kalina, and one of the youngsters, Matthias Klima. He's followed by the Frenchman Pierre Puy-Barré, then Redmar Knoll, the winner of the European Trophy 2023. After him is the big man Michał Dubicki from Poland, followed by his compatriot Simon Grunwald, a real talent. Wildcard winners Oliver Reinhardt and Emil Hansen. Then we have Ferry Swan from Sweden, followed by Matt Kogar from the United States, and the defending champion and top favorite Jack Jordan from New Zealand. And finally, the local hero to a rousing applause, Andrea Rossi, who definitely has the fans on his side. There were few, if any, surprises in the time trial. The favorites from New Zealand, the United States, Poland, and Australia with the 4 best times. In 5th and 6th place are the two youngsters Simon Grunwald and, somewhat surprisingly, Matthias Klima, both with personal bests. They're followed by the two Swedes Emil Hansson and Ferry Svan. Close on their heels are Koen Martens, Pierre Puy-Barré, Jeff Larkin, and Olli Reinhardt. Making up the bottom of the list, we have Redmer Knoll, local hero Andrea Rossi, Martin Kalina, and the Austrian Armin Kugler. And here we see the lineup for our round of 16. In the first heat, Jack Jordan will go up against Armin Kugler, and in heat number 3, multiple trophy and individual champion Brad DeLosa will go up against the European trophy winner Redmer Knoll. And here we go with heat number 1. And it's a great start by Jack Jordan up against Armin Kugler, who's sneaky fast sometimes, but Jack Jordan with a definite advantage going to the underhand. He splits that block back over to the single buck and gets going with a huge advantage over Armin Kugler, who is now working on that single buck as Jack Jordan is almost all the way through his standing block chop, and Jack Jordan does it in 55-26.
Ja, gegen Jack Jordan ist ja der bitteres Los. Und ich muss einfach für die nächsten Bewerbe wieder mehr Zeit investieren in die Vorbereitung und mich ordentlich fit machen, dass wir da die Profis wieder ein bisschen segieren können.
3, 2, 1. Heat number 2, we've got Ferry Swan going up against Koen Martens. Both of them pretty evenly matched up here. Koen very good with that stock saw in hand, and he gets over to the underhand chop ahead of Ferry Swan, but Ferry Swan is faster through the underhand and gets to the single buck first, and he's very good in this discipline. And Koen Martens gets a bit sticky there as Ferry Swan heads over to the standing block chop with a distinct advantage here. Koen now moving to the standing, but Ferry Swan is already on the second side of his block, and Ferry Swan eliminates Koen Martens in heat number 2. Next up, Brad DeLosa going up against Redmer Knoll. This will be a real test for the 2023 European Trophy champion, as he has got a legend against him on stage. They both move over to the underhand chop, and Redmer Knoll is holding his own against Brad DeLosa. Redmer Knoll with the lead now as he heads over to the single buck, but Brad DeLosa is fantastic in this discipline. He absolutely rules at it, and you can see he's caught up, and he has moved over to the standing block chop, but Redmer Knoll is right on his heels. This is one of the closest we've seen. Oh my goodness, it doesn't get any closer than that. That's a photo finish.
It was quite close, and I thought, yeah, he's going to win it because he's normally better, and I know I can do it, but you have to do it as well. And then I missed my second driver, and yeah, I couldn't split the heat when we finished, so it was quite close.
3, 2, 1. All right, heat number 4, it's Simon Grunwald and Olli Reinhardt, two good friends battling against each other. And right away, Simon Grunwald putting his stamp on the speed that he's got and the skill level. Olli Reinhardt just finishing off his underhand chop as Simon Grunwald is through his single buck and moves over to the standing block. This kid is so incredibly strong. Olli trying his best, but he just doesn't do it. And Simon Grunwald with a personal best, 59.74. Olli Reinhardt also pulling down a personal best there too. All right, heat number 5, Matt Kogar versus Martin Kalina. And Matt Kogar, definitely one of the favorites here today. He could take this whole thing. He's quick. Martin Kalina is keeping up with him, though, as Matt Kogar is switching over to the other side, and he's already on to his single buck. Martin Kalina, a couple of strokes back there, and now Kogar moving over to the standing block chop. Martin Kalina still working on that single buck, and a final driver for Kogar, and that's done it. Martin Kalina is eliminated, and we move on to heat number 6 with Emil Hansson going up against Pierre Puy-Barré. Emil Hansson, a super solid sawyer here, but Puy-Barré is a bit quicker. Had to take a bit more time to get that saw turned off in his ear protection, but he is even Steven with Emil Hansson at the start of the underhand chop, but Emil Hansson is faster through the underhand. Oh, and he's got a bit of a tab left after the single buck, but he got it done. He had the wherewithal to stay with it, and now he moves over to the standing block chop, and he is clean through in 105.80, eliminating Puy-Barré, who struggled with the standing a little bit at the end.
Io amo la mia nazione e il fatto di poter gareggiare in Italia, dopo aver gareggiato insomma, in giro per il mondo. Poi nel frattempo, da quando è iniziato, è arrivato anche il Champion Trophy, che preclude un determinato tipo di allenamento diverso da quello che sono le discipline singole, perché è un endurance. Per eccellere ci vuole una preparazione molto più approfondita rispetto alle altre discipline. Io ormai sono quasi 15 anni che lo faccio. Diciamo sempre abbastanza ad alti livelli e ci deve essere questo fuoco che brucia dentro.
So we have Michał Dubicki from Poland going up against the local hero with the crowd behind him, Andrea Rossi, and both of them get going well on the stock saw. Andrea Rossi over to the underhand a little bit quicker than Dubicki, but Dubicki is so quick with that axe, it's unbelievable, and he manages to get through the underhand, catch up, and head over to the single buck to get that saw started. Oh, and he got a bit sticky there, but he dropped the cookie and he moves over to standing block chop, and that's a huge advantage there. Michał Dubicki taking out Andrea Rossi as Rossi has a real tough block there and gets through, but we do have a flag on the play. Look at that. So let's see what the judge says.
The fingers were not completely over the line at the start. That's a disqualification. So the winner is Andrea Rossi.
That's a rough end for Dubicki's day, but he's a real gentleman and happy for Rossi, and so is the crowd. All right, next up we have heat number 8 with Jeff Larkin going up against Matthias Klima. A couple of good guys on the stock saw, both of them even Steven as they head over to the underhand chop. But Matthias Klima a little bit quicker, getting to that single buck well ahead of Jeff Larkin, who's still struggling to get there. Finally does, but he's got a slow start on the single buck, and Matthias Klima over to the standing block chop, and that is a clean win for Matthias Klima, 106.6.
Stock saw felt good, really good transition. We made some mistakes there in the underhand, so wishing I had done a little better, a little more focused, but that's the way it goes. I think I've got the Swiss record, was my goal, I got it. Real happy to compete against a good friend. Unfortunately I lost against him, but it is a win for him. I hope that he'll make it to the last round.
It was better than yesterday, but I want to aim my personal best. It didn't work out, but that's how the cookie crumbles today, so.
Oh, it was a hell of a run against the Loza. He's 3-time world champion in this, so.
We stay busy in the sport.
So here are the results of the round of 16. Jordan wins against Kugler and will meet Ferry Swan in the quarterfinal. In the second quarterfinal, there will be a duel of the generations between 3-time trophy champion Delosa and last year's rookie world champion Simon Grunwald. The other duels are Matt Kogar against Emil Hansen and local hero Andrea Rossi against Matthias Klima.
Who's the most favorite?
I think it's going to be very, very tight this year.
Whoever's going to win, it's going to win it. That's, I mean, I can't make those predictions.
There's a lot of guys over here that can come out firing, so there's multiple countries here that that'll be pretty hard to beat, yeah.
There's a lot of great athletes here this year, and just honored to be one of them.
Matt Kugler and Jack Jordan will be quite hard to beat. The guy that wins the World Trophy will be the luckiest guy.
It will be a good battle.
It's a difficult competition, you know, who is making mistakes, so it's very difficult to pronounce who is going to win.
Probably most favorite is Matty Kogar or Jack Jordan.
Polish guys are good, and Emil Hansen, the Swedish guy, is also good.
It'd just be interesting to see how Sismo would go, and just really excited to be one of them, you know. And I anticipate I'll be in there somewhere.
Who do you think will win?
I have to say me then.
Yeah, there we go.
Favorites for sure, Jack Jordan, 2-time champ. Matt Kogar would not shock me if he took it. Fred
Delosa. Never bet against somebody with that experience. It's the World Trophy. Like, these guys they're running their best, and it just takes one mistake and placings go all over the place.
So this heat here should be a good one. Jack Jordan going up against Ferry Swan. Ferry Swan, one of the most fit athletes out there, and Jack Jordan, two-time winner of this event already, looking to go for a three-peat here. Let's see how this one goes between a couple of monumentally talented athletes. Good start by both of them on the stock saw. Oh, it's anybody's guess here, and it looks like both of them are going to head over to the underhand chop, dead even with each other as they get started on the underhand. Ferry Swan going for the quick drivers. Jack Jordan, plenty of pace by him as well. Oh, but a tactical move by Jordan as he shortcut the first side and got a couple of drivers in advantage over Ferry Swan on the second side, and it looks like it could be fairly close. Oh, Ferry Swan, 1.5 drivers behind Jack Jordan as they head over to the single buck now, and Ferry Swan, we know, is excellent in this discipline. Jack Jordan may have some trouble here against Ferry Swan. Ferry Swan doing well to try and catch up to the big New Zealander. Will he be able to do it? No. Jack Jordan drops a cookie just ahead of Ferry Swan, but Ferry Swan is quick as a wink over to that standing block and gets working on it right away. This could be a very close heat between these two guys. Jack Jordan over to the second side. Looks like he did a tactical move there as well, shortcutting the first side and wanted to get into that second side. Ferry Swan on his second side. It's Jack Jordan with a 58.95, eliminating Ferry Swan. Wow, what a heat that was.
Mamma mia, what a performance! And the winner is Jack Jordan.
Yeah, I knew I had to do a really good time to beat Jack, and I think I stressed him a little bit on the single buck because I saw a little bit quicker than him on that, but he's a really good guy in the standing block, so I lost there. Yeah.
We mentioned a generational heat here between Brad Delosa and Szymon Grunwald. Well, what can you say about these two guys? A legend against the person who will undoubtedly be a legend in just a few years' time. Szymon Grunwald has been absolutely blowing up. He's got to go against Delosa, though. And here we go. A good start by both of them on stock. Oh, boy, that's pretty even right now. Heading over to the underhand chop. You got to watch out for Szymon Grunwald here. He is quick with the axe, and he got into it right away. Brad Delosa, plenty of experience, plenty of power, and he's still got a lot to give to this sport. They both move over to the second side, dead even with each other. This is a fantastic heat on the underhands right now. Who's going to get through there first? It's going to be ever so close, but it looks like it's going to be Grunwald. Oh, a few drivers ahead of Delosa as he moves over to a discipline where he absolutely dominates. It's looking good for both of them here. Delosa working that saw very well. Grunwald, he is more than halfway through as he comes towards the bottom of his cut. It's Delosa winning that one as he goes over to the standing block chop. Will this be the advantage for Delosa to move on, or will the raw power and skill of Szymon Grunwald take over and eliminate Brad Delosa from competition? Delosa on the second side, Grunwald on the second side. It could be close here. Oh, that block is wiggling for Delosa. One or two drivers more will do it. And it's Delosa eliminating Grunwald in what could have been an incredible defeat here. But he looks absolutely spent. He put everything into that one to beat the youngster.
Rossa.
Jestem bardzo zmęczony. Dzisiejsze zawody mogę zaliczyć do udanych. Miałem pierwszy raz drętwienie rąk. Nie wiedziałem, jak się w tym zachować. Pierwszy raz takie coś wystąpiło i było to dla mnie duże zdziwienie i ciężko mi powiedzieć, co mogłem zrobić lepiej, ale uważam, że z takim zawodnikiem jak brat Delosa przegrać, to jest godny przeciwnik, z którym można przegrać.
Next heat number 3 here. Matt Kogar going up against Emil Hansson. This should be a good one. Both of these guys well skilled. Emil Hansson, his personal best, still a little bit behind the time here, but Matt Kogar, national record in just over 54 seconds. Matt Kogar also one of the favorites to win here as they get started on the stock saw. Emil Hansson really good in this discipline, and he keeps up with Kogar as they both head over to the underhand chop right away. Kogar getting into it deep there, but I think that Emil Hansson is over to the other side very quickly. Oh, Kogar's right there with them, pushing through to try and get through that block. Who's going to split that block first? Will it be Hansson or Kogar? It's going to be Kogar as he moves over to the single buck, and will start there with a bit of an advantage. Hansson gets that saw going. His dad, Hans-Ove Hansson, is an absolute killer on this discipline, so he'll know how to catch up to Kogar. If anywhere, it's going to be here. Look at that. What a fantastic run by Hansson as he gets about 2 strokes back of Kogar on the standing block chop. Will that power help Hansson get through to Kogar and take him out of this competition? Kogar onto the other side. Hansson onto the other side. Both of them hitting in pace with each other. Who will it be? Will it be Matt Kogar or Emil Hansson moving into the next round? It looks like it's going to be Kogar by a couple of drivers. One driver is all it took, and Kogar wins this one, and a personal best for Emil Hansson. Fantastic.
Winner is Matt Kogar.
Jag hade en bra känsla genom hela heatet. Jag lyckades ladda om bra från heaten innan och yxan gick bra och jag har fått till tekniken ganska bra, så jag är jättenöjd.
Okay, the crowd favorite. You can already hear them screaming for Andrea Rossi, who is going up against Matthias Klima. So a guy with a lot of pedigree and a young man with a lot of skill. Here we go. Stock saw looking good for both of them. Klima quick with that cut as he's going to head over just ahead of Andrea Rossi to the underhand chop, but Rossi was quick to get that axe moving, so they're pretty even at the start of the underhand chop. Who will switch over to the other side first? Let's see here. Oh, it's going to be Matthias Klima moving over to the other side first. He's got a lot of power. Rossi got that axe stuck in that first side, so he's a little bit behind the 8-ball here as they move now, or at least Klima does, move over to the single buck with a massive advantage over the Italian. The crowd really pushing for their Italian favorite to get through there, but right now Matthias Klima with a distinct advantage as he has gotten halfway through that cookie on the single buck, and now Andrea Rossi has to catch up. He's also very strong in this discipline, but he's just too far behind here, and Klima wins the single buck and moves over to the standing block chop with a massive advantage because he loves the cutting disciplines and he's very good at them. He's got the power as well. He moves over to the other side knowing that Andrea Rossi is very good and skilled on this discipline too. Rossi over to the other side, but it's clearly going to be Matthias Klima on this one with a 1:07.99 time. Tough day for Andrea Rossi, and the fans still behind him. They want him to finish this heat up and get it done, and he does it for the fans here.
Comunque sono felice di questo risultato fatto in casa. Come dico sempre, dopo aver girato tutto il mondo per le competizioni, adesso gareggiare qui a Milano, che è un'ora da casa mia, è una grandissima soddisfazione. Poi dopo questo risultato, molto bene.
Quarterfinal results and the big surprises have failed to materialize. Maciej Klima beats Rossi despite the home advantage and moves on to the semifinals. He'll go up against Matt Kogar in only his second World Trophy. In the other semifinal, there will be the Australasian duel between Jack Jordan and Brad DeLosa.
He is the reigning champion. He is the man to beat. Give it up for New Zealand's Jack Jordan.
He is the winner of the New Zealand Pro competition. He took down some absolute legends and masters of the sport.
I'll do the same as last year. I've put a lot of hard work and do everything to the best of my abilities.
I sort of didn't cut real well the last 3 races. I was pretty lucky to even make the final. But
Oh my goodness, Jack Jordan with a 58.39. It's going to be John. Oh my God! DeLosa's coming close to finishing it off. Jack Jordan's looking like he's got it. Jack Jordan's done it. Jack Jordan gets to the standing block chop just ahead of Jason.
that final there, I actually broke my axe in that standing block. Broke a chunk out of it, so I was quite lucky to get the win there.
And it's going to be Jack Jordan!
You do it one year, the next year you know it's going to be tougher.
I think he might start to worry a bit here as that axe has gotten sticky twice on him now, but he's done it. Will he be able to catch up with Jack Jordan? And it's going to be Jack Jordan with a couple more drivers.
There it is!
And there it is, Jack Jordan.
And you know, he's in front for quite a way there, so I was chasing the game. I was lucky to have a good block in that, in the last standing block there, so I could shortcut it a bit and get back in front. Yeah.
It's going to be an incredibly close race here. Oh, it's Jack Jordan!
To come away with a win like that at the end, yeah, unreal feeling. It's great to win it back to back.
Next up, Jack Jordan going up against Brad DeLosa. The question is, did Brad DeLosa leave anything in his tank after that battle with Simon Grunwald? We know Jack Jordan has been firing on all cylinders today, but will he be able to hold off DeLosa, or will DeLosa be able to come through and move on to the next round? Let's see. Oh, dead even cuts by both of the guys as they head over to the underhand chop. Jack Jordan is a big boy with a lot of power, but Brad DeLosa has power as well, but he has skill and experience, and you just can't buy that. Look at that, both of them over to the second side of that underhand chop, and it's looking good for Jack Jordan as he is through. Oh, a bit of a sticky axe there for Brad DeLosa as it take 2 more drivers to get him through, and he moves over to the single buck, and here's his chance to catch up with Jack Jordan. Will he be able to do it? Wow, it's looking really good for DeLosa. He is so fantastic in this discipline. It's insane. He's done a good job to catch up, and he's right there with Jack Jordan as they go to standing block chop. Both of them on the first side. Oh, DeLosa shortcut the first side, and there's a big slab that came off of Jack Jordan's block. That's a huge advantage for him as he gets through to the second side here. Oh, a swing through by Jordan, but he does it. Oh, just a hair ahead of DeLosa. Unbelievable finish.
And the winner is Jack Jordan.
Yeah, I'm pretty wrecked actually. It was a pretty tough day out there for me today. I struggled right from the first round, you know. I had a really close race with Reg McNoll, and yeah, nothing went smooth, so I was a bit disappointed with my underhands. They didn't come off cleanly, which probably cost me, you know, in the later race against Jack. It was a very close race, and he just snuck me there, but I made a few mistakes, and you can't afford to in that sort of field. So.
Okay, heat number 2 in this semifinal, Matt Kogar versus Maciej Klima.
Qui veramente stanno dando spettacolo
Maciej Klima looking to make a dent here in some of the old guard. Matt Kogar as one of the favorites looking to be atop that podium this year. He's been battling hard to get there. He's got the skills. Maciej Klima has the youth and vigor on his side as well, and he's an excellent sawyer, but this time Matt Kogar looks fast on the stock saw, both of them running over with pace, huge speed, getting over to the underhand, and Klima and Kogar both hammering away on that underhand chop. Klima looking very good here. Matt Kogar also on that second side, and he stops for some reason or another. What's going on here with Matt Kogar? And he is cut through, but there was something's going on. Oh, he's left his saw running. Oh no, for Matt Kogar, that is going to mean a DQ, so I can see what he's doing here. He's just gonna finish up the heat, but this one is definitely gonna go to Maciej Klima. In this one, Maciej saw what happened. I think maybe he's realized it and he's taking his time on the rest to try and save some energy, because you know going on to the next round, he is gonna need it. Yeah, he is definitely taking his time now. He knows that he's got this one because of that mistake by Matt Kogar. So Klima will definitely move on to the next round, and that is gonna be a huge success for the young man from the Czech Republic. And you can see both of them, they're just kind of tapping the block. They're not really hammering away at it. Kogar knows it's going to be a DQ, so he is going to have to battle for the bronze medal there. And yeah, there you go. Maciej Klima wins this one, and he knows it.
Qualification for not turning the chainsaw off before starting the next discipline. So the winner is Maciej Klima.
So we have our first major surprise, and with his disqualification for Matt Kogar, Maciej Klima is in the final. He will meet the two-time World Trophy champion Jack Jordan from New Zealand. For Matt Kogar, third place is at stake in the small final against the veteran Brad DeLosa from Australia.
Yeah, certainly a podium finish would be great. Matt Kogar and Jack Jordan will be quite hard to beat. I think if you're successful in something, it also makes it more enjoyable.
At the end of the day, hopefully I'm up on the podium somewhere. There's always a chance that there could be an upset, might be a couple upsets. You never know.
You prepare well and you go on stage and you're confident in what you're doing, it goes a long way.
You know, I'm feeling pretty confident in everything I'm doing, and it's just on the day to see what happens.
All right, Brad DeLosa versus Matt Kogar, and by Brad DeLosa's own admission, he is exhausted. Will he have enough in the tank here, or will he be running on fumes against Matt Kogar, who's highly motivated to get that bronze medal today? It's a good cut by both guys, and Brad DeLosa looking very good and quick over. And yeah, there you see Matt Kogar double checking to make sure that that saw is off. No risk for a DQ on this case, and Matt Kogar hammering quickly, shortcutting that first side to try and catch up to DeLosa on the underhand chop. DeLosa well and truly into his second side though, but it's Matt Kogar with a fast cut, and he moves over to the single buck ahead of DeLosa. And again, DeLosa in his favorite discipline now with a chance to keep that pace going. Oh boy, this is a quick one for both of these guys here, as a big bow in the misery whip for Kogar, but he gets through it about a half stroke ahead of DeLosa as they move to the standing block chop, and you can see them both just looking for that extra bit of energy. Another shortcut by DeLosa on that standing block chop as he moves over to the second side ahead of Matt Kogar, but Matt Kogar is looking pretty strong here. Oh, that final driver was fantastic by Kogar as he gets through and will take the bronze medal here today.
And the winner is Matt Koga.
Usually for the bronze medal, it's whoever wants it the most, and I kind of wanted to redeem myself after that unfortunate mishap in the earlier round.
I'm Matthias Klima. I'm from Czech Republic and I'm here for the World Trophy 2024. I feel pretty good. I trained harder than last year. Yeah, hoping for a win.
Single, I was happy. 7 strokes, 8 strokes, and then into the standing, but I was just too far behind Klima.
Key to success is focus on that discipline that you are on at the moment, doing them well, and single back, just take a deep breath and save some energy for the standings.
I got to the back of underhand, and I was listening, I was like, there's no way there's a stock car still running, and I look over, it's mine. And no, after that, I just slowed up a bit because I knew I was going to disqualification anyway.
We have disqualification, so the winner is Matthias Klima.
My advantage is definitely underhand and standing, love chopping disciplines. Probably myself could be a surprise if I won't do any mistake or whatever.
We all come here to win, so I guess it comes down to who makes the least mistakes and performs the best on the night, yeah.
I'm going for a win. I'm probably not the most favorite, but going for the win, that's the mindset.
Got the understanding of what it takes and how hard it actually is, the toughness it takes during the events and in between the rounds.
Yeah, I could be a surprise, but I didn't want to tell myself. No points, no double points, no triple points. I love it, not the round system. You have to just go head to head and KO the other one.
And the final heat is on between Jack Jordan and Matthias Klima. Will Jack Jordan do a three-peat and get the hat trick, or will Matthias Klima be the destroyer? It's going to be Matthias Klima first onto the underhand chop, and he is highly motivated, knowing that he has the skilled guy to his right as they get going on that first side of the underhand. Matthias Klima onto the second side, just a half strike behind Jack Jordan, and Jack Jordan is through. Oh, the power of the New Zealander is insane. And there we go, Matthias Klima doing his best now to catch up to Jack Jordan, who's got the advantage on that single buck, and Jack Jordan is a bit more than halfway through there. It's a good clean cut for Jordan so far. Matthias Klima long and stroll with the power here, but unfortunately he is just a bit too slow on that single. He needs to work on that discipline for the coming years, and Jack Jordan already moving over to the second side of his block. Matthias Klima can see it, and you can see Matthias Klima is absolutely spent, and Jack Jordan does it in a world record time of 52.88. It is a hat trick and a world record. Unbelievable skills, and Matthias Klima pleased to be on the podium in second place with a silver. Great job by both of these guys.
And the winner is, with a new world record, Jack Jordan.
Usually for the bronze medal, it's whoever wants it the most, and I really wanted it, at least to redeem myself, and I did.
My favorite moment was for sure when me and Jack in the final were walking to the heat, and I was like, yeah, I can beat him, but he is real good, he is so strong. But it was the moment of happiness, absolutely.
really good. I'm pretty tired after that. I don't know if it's getting harder or I'm just getting older, but you know, it's great to come here and get the win, yeah.
Jack Jordan wins the STIHL Timbersports World Trophy for the third time in a row after 2022 and 23, ahead of the big surprise of this competition, Maciej Klima. Matt Kogar secures third place in the duel against Brad DeLosa. With that, we say goodbye to Milan until the next STIHL Timbersports competition somewhere around the world. Till then, take care and ciao.